So I found out when I was about 7 years old, so my parents were always very open and honest. So I guess being brought up as a donor-conceived person and knowing that all along, I felt really comfortable with it. But I can also understand that people that finding out later in life that could be a really huge thing for them.
You can understand the desire, the love, the want.
Yes, absolutely.
But there's another side to the equation.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point because the parents are in that mind frame of, I really want a child and I'll do anything to, get to that point. And they're not really thinking 10 or 20 years ahead when that child is an adult and they're thinking, oh, Mum, Dad, why did you use an anonymous donor? I'm never going to find out who he is. Why would you do that to me? That's really hurtful to me. And I know everyone feels different about this, but that's kind of my take on it personally.
Chloe, tell me about the challenges of being a donor-conceived person.
I think there's a number of different challenges. I think one for myself has been finding that sense of identity. I always believe that a tree without roots will fall over. So I really think it's so important to know about where you've come from. But I also think a challenge is not having medical history for a lot of us. And that can be really difficult for some of us who have medical conditions and we don't know where they've come from. It can be quite dangerous as well.
Just knowing who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really big part of being a human being and, that basic human right to want to know where you've come from that everyone else seems to have, and donor-conceived people sometimes, don't unfortunately have that.
Are you feeling a little lost? Is that what happens? You feel a little, who am I?
Yes.
And I'm a little lost in this sea of, this ocean of people.
So much so. And I think the biggest thing for me was I wasn't much like my parents that I grew up with. And I think that was a massive indicator to me that maybe this man who donated to help give me life shared a lot in common with me. And so it took me many years to find him. But when I did, it gave me such a sense of relief and understanding myself. It was just the most amazing moment. Just meeting him and seeing that he had, music in common with me, and all of his kids sang just like me and loved music, and to find finally that piece of you that is missing and just making you feel so much more whole in yourself, it's really helped me go forward in life with more confidence in myself.
Can it be done well though, this, donation of sperm?
I think abolishing anonymity in Australia was the first great step that we've done. But I think that, people are still going overseas. How do we stop that? How do we stop people going overseas and using anonymous donors? It's just, there's so many ethical issues that we still need to cover. And I'm not sure, that's probably a question that I would say, I'm not sure how to do it correctly, because denying a person one of their biological parents, or both if it's an embryo donor, to me is... it can be quite damaging for myself. It's been quite damaging. So I think people really need to just consider the impacts long term of that decision. And I also feel that, talking about those babies that are going to be or are already here, they don't have a voice, They can't speak for themselves right now, so I have to speak up for them. And although they may have different opinions at the age of 27, I really want to speak out for them on behalf of them and to say that they deserve to know where they've come from, they deserve a medical history, they deserve to have an understanding of who they are.
Hello, I'm Liz Hayes. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.